Let's bring in Dr. Simon Tsipis, an expert on Russian and Soviet Union affairs. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us on the program. Gorbachev, a figure who's liked and respected by the West, but not so much by the Russians. Talk to us about how he was viewed in all parts of the world.
Yes, you said it well. Gorbachev was an iconic for the West, but not for Russia. He is far from being considered as a political hero in contemporary Russia today. The older generation consider him as a traitor who ruined a country they loved so much. So ironically, the West benefited from Gorbachev much more than the Russians. Let's not forget that in 1991, the party members, the hardliners, even tried to arrest him for treason, but they did not succeed. And ironically, the only people who benefited from Gorbachev's action as the last general secretary and the last president of the Soviet Union was the German nation, not the Russian, because he unified the German. In an ironic twist of history, he unified Germany and dismembered the Soviet Union. And all the post-Soviet conflicts are the consequences of Gorbachev's policies, of the dismantling of the Soviet Union. The two wars with Chechnya in the 2000s, the war with Georgia in 2008, the war in Nagorno-Karabakh between Armenia and Azerbaijan, the war with Ukraine, and many other smaller local conflicts are the direct aftermath of the end of the Soviet Union. So he is far from being considered as an iconic figure and as a hero in Soviet Union, but in the West is the opposite.
Let's talk about the complex relationship between him and Russian President Vladimir Putin. What kind of contact or channels of communication did they have with one another?
Well, it's enough only to remember that Vladimir Putin said that the collapse of the Soviet Union, for him personally and as he considers for the whole Russian nation, was the greatest tragedy of the 20th century. So I assume that their relations were tense, to say the least. And I don't know if he ever communicated closely with Gorbachev when he became the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. So, but another interesting thing is that he was not prosecuted. Gorbachev, until this very day, he was not prosecuted, and he was not even went through a trial for treason. However, there were some legal suits, which were attempting to prosecute Gorbachev, but they did not succeed. So I believe this is because Vladimir Putin said that he will let Gorbachev rest, and he will not be. Probably he even promised him that he will not be prosecuted.
And talk to us finally about Gorbachev's feeling about Russia's invasion of Ukraine and this special military operation as coined by the Kremlin. How did he feel about that in his last months of his life?
Well, let's remember that, let's just think of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict, which is unfolding before our eyes today. This is only a part of a long series of conflicts, beginning from the early 90s, from the war in Chechnya and Abkhazia and in the Caucasus, and all the following conflicts with Georgia, with Ukraine, with Azerbaijan, with Armenia. This is what we're experiencing today, the war between Russia and Ukraine. It's only a part of the series of long, small and bigger local conflicts. By the way, there is a big misperception between West and Russia, considering this conflict right now, which is unfolding before our eyes, because this perception is very important. You see, the West sees this war as between two different countries, Russia and Ukraine. But the Russians, they perceive it as a local, even a domestic conflict. Right. They don't perceive it as a conflict between two different countries. So in my opinion, It's not like what Gorbachev thought about the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We should ask the question, what did Gorbachev think from the very beginning, from the very first war on the post-Soviet hemisphere between Russia and Chechnya? What did he think then?
Dr. Simon, I've got to end it here, unfortunately. An expert on Russian and Soviet affairs. Thank you for joining us.